This is Pet Life Radio. Let's talk pets.
Hello, you're listening to Animal Party on Pet Life Radio with me, Deb Wolf. And I just had a weekend of a lot of singing, so you might be able to hear it in my voice. In fact, the last place I sang at, I actually howled after the song Hound Dog. So, yeah, it's been a busy weekend, a good weekend for me, but at the same time, I was really distressed to turn on the news and see the fires in California, as I'm sure so many people were. And, of course, I always think right away about the animals. You see these amazing reunions when the man comes back to his burnt-out house and the dog is still there and alive and greets him on the driveway. I mean, there's stuff like that going on. And that guy, if you did see that guy had taken one of his remaining pieces of clothing that he had and tore it into shreds and gave it to everyone he could talk into walking around his neighborhood, calling his dog's name with the scent of him on them. So he was doing all he could to find his dog, and he did find his dog. So it's a wonderful story, but it's rare. Most of the dogs and cats that are missing are really missing, and people are desperate to find them. So if that's you, there's a number to call, 626-715-0262. And before you call, if you can find a picture, some details, if there's any ID or tagging or tattooing or microchipping or anything, have it all ready in front of you so you could text a picture of it to them. And they are trying to reunite people with pets, and that is Best Friends Animal Society. They're on the ground, searching neighborhoods, looking and capturing and catching and rescuing all the animals they can. So that's going on. Now there's a whole other set of animals that are affected by these fires, and that's the wildlife. So if you see wildlife that's in trouble, burnt, injured, some problem that needs addressing with a wild animal, I'm going to give you a number for that. 626-344-1129. Yeah. And one thing I just want to say before we go to break, and we're going to come back and talk about some other topics, but before we do, if you are in a safe place, not where there's fire, not where there's smoke, but you're somewhere close, and you can open up your home to a dog or a cat, a foster, or a couple, or you don't mind putting a bunch of cages in your basement with a few cats that have been rescued, or something like that, anything like that, then here's the number for you, 888-452-7381. And that's the thing they need most right now. If you go online and you look up Best Friends Animal Society or Pasadena Humane, you will see ways to donate. And they're not just looking for money, and they're mostly looking for foster homes and and drivers for pets to get them from where they've been found to where they need to go, or to get them to rescue homes, or to get them to the clinics. A lot of drivers are needed right now. There was a huge convoy of cars that was somewhat organized by a woman whose business is called Shepherdess. And she, Shepherdess Field and Livestock. And she normally has quite a lot of animals that are employed to eat the tall, burnable grasses and weeds that grow alongside cities and highways, and to keep things safe and less likely to burn. But she has a lot of animals, so she's been involved in helping with the giant convoy of helping people get their animals out, because where the city is, it's all urban, and there's dogs and cats there. But all around LA, there's some mountains and some rural areas and some farms, and there's chickens and goats and all kinds of animals like that need help too. So if you can help, please do. And there are ways to donate items. So they have wish lists posted online. If you go to either of those places, Best Friends Animal Society or Pasadena Humane, you'll see lists. And some of the things they want, you can order on Amazon and have sent right to them. And everything's there. It'll tell you, like, if you want to make a donation of dog food or cat litter or whatever it is they're asking for, you can do it that way. So thank you for helping everybody. I hope my Animal Party listeners will kick in and help California. I know that some of the firemen from Canada have gone down there, and some of the firefighters from Mexico have gone there. It's kind of ironic given the current times, what's going on in the news. I was recently talking to some American friends of mine, and they just to congratulate me on my becoming an American now that Canada is a state, and the idea that Donald Trump might be trying to change trade and perhaps take over our country. And, you need good neighbors. When your house is on fire, you need good neighbors, and we're good neighbors. So let's keep things neighborly, people. All right, stay tuned. We'll be back from a break on Animal Party Pet Life Radio. This is Deborah Wolf, host of Animal Party on Pet Life Radio. You know the expression, cats have 9 lives? Well, what if you can give them one more? The Give Them 10 movement is on a mission to help give cats an extra life. How? With spay and neuter. Spaying or neutering your cat helps them live a longer, healthier life. And it helps control free-roaming cat populations too. Learn more about the benefits of spay and neuter and meet Scooter, the neutered cat, at GiveThem10.org. That's GiveThem10.org.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Hello! We're back from the break on Animal Party Pet Life Radio. Some of those firefighters are not getting breaks. One of them I saw interviewed worked for 36 hours straight. Can't imagine that in the heat of fire. If you're there and you're holding out and you're thinking, should I go? Should I stay? Should I go? Think about what's coming down in the air. And if you have little animals, 10-pounders, 20-pounders, even a 60-pound dog, they're having a harder time with pollutants and smoke than you are. They're more sensitive. They're more like babies. They lick themselves to clean themselves, so they're ingesting it. They walk barefoot through everything, so it's on their feet, getting into their skin and their pores. They're smaller, so it's way harder for them to deal with all this pollution. So if you can, leave. Take your animals and go somewhere else. And one thing that's noted in the world of treating things naturally is that there's a natural food item that helps a lot with smoke. And so it seems a little hokey, but why not try it? Yams. If you eat yams, if your dog eats yams, if you can get your cat to eat some yam, if you can get yam into the diet, yam is an antioxidant, but it's particularly good at helping with the effects of smoke inhalation. So I would strongly suggest we all get on that. And okay, let's talk about something else. Let's talk about the Beatles. You know that song? It goes, I heard the news today, oh boy. You know that song? Well, that song, at the very end of it, has a sneaky little thing in it. It has a sound that none of us can hear. It has music at the end of the song, and you may have noticed if you've ever played the song on Spotify or whatever, the song ends and then there's a little bit of silence before you're done. Well, what is that bit of silence? They made a little music for your dog. They put a little, Paul McCartney says, there's music on there that only dogs can hear. So I'd like to invite you all to a little bit of a challenge. I'd like you to play that song for your dogs and tell me if they react. Deb@PetLifeRadio.com. You can send me a clip. You can send me a voice clip. You can send me a text, whatever. But send me something. Tell me if your dog reacts, if your dog is listening to the Beatles' last bit of music. I wish I knew what it was. It's at such a high frequency, humans can't hear it. And I'd love for Paul to send us the version of it in a frequency we can hear. But I'm so curious. Makes me crazy to think that the dogs can hear that and I can't. And it reminds me of a toy that came out a few years back, a really good toy, which was a plush, cute, adorable squeaky, about the size of a regular throw cushion or a football. And when you squeezed it, they had different shapes and different sizes. When you squeezed it, it made a sound only dogs could hear, which to me is brilliant. Like, why do we want to hear their squeaky noises? We don't need to hear that. Dogs and cats can hear way better than we can. Brilliant, brilliant. If you've ever tried to get work done with that noise, squeak, 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 in the background, you know what I'm talking about. All right, everybody, we're going to take another break and come back and talk about different kinds of intelligence. Because I got a question about smarts and dogs and cats. And of course, I'll give you the joke of the day coming up next on Animal Party Pet Life Radio. Stay tuned.
You know the expression, cats have 9 lives. Well, what if you can give them one more? The Give Them 10 movement is on a mission to help give cats an extra life. How? With spay and neuter. Spaying or neutering your cat helps them live a longer, healthier life. And it helps control free-roaming cat populations too. Learn more about the benefits of spay and neuter and meet Scooter, the neutered cat, at GiveThem10.org. That's GiveThem10.org.
Let's talk pets
Let's talk pets
on Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Hello, we're back on Animal Party Pet Life Radio. So, okay, you guys asked me for jokes, so you better be prepared to hear them. Here we go. I'm going to tell you one joke today. Why do dogs run in circles? Well, because it's hard to run in squares. All right. So why do dogs run in circles? Or rather, why do dogs turn circles right before they go to sleep? And that's a question I've been asked before. You know, since we're talking about it, what they say is that wolves and wild dogs do this, especially in cold climates. And they will turn around a whole bunch of times and then go to sleep. Which seems, a little counterintuitive. Why we don't like jog on the spot before we dive into bed and have a nap. But that's actually what they're trying to do. Apparently, they're trying to make sure they don't sleep too long, too deeply, and miss anything. This is a mechanism for getting their blood going and their circulation going and staying warm and getting everything revved up. So it will indeed be a nap and not a big, long sleep like us humans like. So we had a question. It was in response to me saying that one of my dogs wasn't so smart. And the person writing it in said, but why do you keep saying your poodle isn't smart? And she tells me all about her poodle. Her poodle has about 30 different tricks. Her poodle can sit at a table. Her poodle can sit in a high chair. Her poodle can, it's a toy poodle, by the way. Her poodle can ride in a baby carriage. Her poodle knows the names of everybody in her family, extended family, office, and the store where she sometimes volunteers. Okay, yeah. Poodles are smart. Yes, they are, no question. But how do you measure smarts? And if you have more than one poodle, one may appear not so smart compared to the others, which is my situation. But the dog that I kept describing is maybe not the brightest bulb in the box, Teddy, prancing cinnamon teddy bear. I've learned over the years is actually not even, he is smart. He's just different. So when it matters to him, he's very, very smart. He figured out there's a new person around who really enjoyed Teddy's dance moves. And Teddy figured that out within, maybe one day. And he started dancing and prancing for this gentleman every time he comes here. Dancing, prancing, smiling, doing all his favorite tricks. But he figured it out fast. Really fast, before any of the other dogs figured out what this person liked. So that was one thing. And he will sense a problem quicker than the others. He's a bit of a coward, so he'll run out the back door. Like we had a big giant bear in the front yard about a month ago. And Teddy was the first to run out the back door. It's like, I'm out of here. So Teddy's not stupid. He's just different. And if you are wondering about dog smarts and how that works, there's a great book, Intelligence of Dogs by Stanley Coren. It's a little bit scientific and technical because it's based on statistical research on all the different dog breeds. But it's really quite fascinating. And I think people are like this too. Sometimes a person who's just so witty and clever, but they can't balance their bank account. They're always in debt. They've got serious money problems, but they're so smart, Or someone else whose math, like before you even say you're counting in your head out loud and they've already told you the answer. Oh, I wonder how many miles to the gallon I'm getting. And then they just tell you. Or you're calculating something, you're making a recipe and I'm going to have that. And they instantly look at it and can half each one, whereas you're painstakingly figuring it out. You got somebody like that who maybe can't think on their feet with words, right? Different skills. So, and Dogs are like that too. So there's a dog who can be amazing at escaping. Well, that's pretty clever. Another dog is stuck in the yard if it even looks like there's a fence because it's really not his skill set. But leave some food on the counter and he's the one who figures out how to get it. I've seen a poodle, not that poodle, but a poodle push a chair over to climb on the chair to reach the food they wanted on the counter, which I would call tool use. They're using the chair as a tool and they're just coming across the chair. It's not like there was a chair there and they happen to jump up and then they happen to notice that now they can reach the food. No, the dog goes and gets a chair. Boom, 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 pushes it. You hear it scratching along the floor, scratch as he pushes it over to where he needs to go, jumps up on it. That is tool use. So, yeah, you can have a dog who's smart at some things and dumb at others. And just like people. And the same is true for cats. You can have a cat who's a wonderful hunter. It takes smarts to do that. Adaptive smarts. Instinctive, but also smart. Because the other animal's trying to avoid you. So a cat and mouse game is always a battle between two. And, imagine trying to hunt something, anything. I mean, even if it's a fly, even if you're just trying to kill a fly in your house, it could take a few swipes. You have to be smart about it. You have to approach from the top because that's where they take off. And you have to think about stuff. And cats and dogs, when they're hunting, they really think about their prey and they really study it. And that's something that Cinnamon Prancing Teddy Bear, the big red poodle who's now almost 10, he's a studier. So he's not super reactive like some of my other dogs. He's not quick to run to the door. He's quick to look and see what's there. So it comes across as maybe not as smart, not as fast, but maybe it is more clever. It's just a different kind of intelligence. He spends a lot of his day lying down with a close view, maybe 10 centimeters, a foot away from the cat entry and exit. I have this door that stops the dogs from running upstairs in the house. And in the door, there's a small cutout of a cat silhouette. And the cats can walk in and out of that. And so Teddy spends a lot of his time lying down, just watching, just looking, not reacting, not chasing, waiting for a cat to come through. Now, even if there's a cat right beside him, or two or three, he still wants to see where the next one's coming. So that's a kind of sign of intelligence, too. And so we can't be so quick to say that our animals are stupid. But having said that, certain breeds were bred for certain skills. And if you were bred to be a comfort and a cuddle muffin and a companion, and you were bred with the idea that you were going to be living in very close quarters with other people and you needed to be quiet and you needed to like everyone and you needed to basically have no self-interest yourself, well, you're probably not going to be the smartest, cleverest dog. But if you were bred for specific skill, like protection or flushing out birds or anything, any skill at all, then you'll have those. They will have chosen the dogs that had those skills and over bred them. And the ones that were kind of not so great, not so smart, they didn't breed those. So you end up with dogs that are very, very, they're specialists. They're specialists. And so they have special skills. But there are some dogs who have no specialty skills. And I would suggest that if you're having trouble training a pug or maybe a French bulldog or even a whippet, the whippet was just supposed to run. So you could train it to run. But if you're having trouble with these dogs, it might not be you, okay? Let's just say it might be them. And you might need the help of a professional trainer because some dogs, like pugs and Frenchies, just don't have a long attention span and don't have a great memory. So you're kind of working against a couple things. It's like learning, trying to teach a kid who maybe has a learning disability and just can't pay attention for very long. Maybe a hyper kid or has trouble focusing. That's that kind of a thing. Whereas when you're with your golden retriever, all your retrievers, they are A+ students. They may not be the brightest kid in the class, but they try the hardest and they suck up. They try to be teacher's pet each and every day. They try and do better than the day before, and they remember what they did the day before. And, they're watching what the other dogs are doing and learning what they're seeing, whereas usually the pug or the Frenchie, I don't know what they're thinking, but they're not exactly paying attention to the exercise or learning from the other dog's performances. They may be watching, they may not, but when you pick a dog, you're not looking for a Mensa member. You're not looking for someone to do your taxes. So as long as they can come and sit and heel and stay and listen to basic things, not bite, not destroy things, you're good. And every single dog out there, no matter how dumb you think he is, can do all that. Can go to the bathroom outside, can walk properly on a leash, can learn not to be rude to people, all that. All that's so easy. That's like kindergarten. And most of our dogs are way beyond that and kind of disappointed with us and kind of bored. And that's where you get the mischief. Same with the cats. Cats get so tired of us ignoring them. The only thing we ever really do with them is feed them. So they're all fat because that's the only thing they can get off you for attention or entertainment is a meal. So they wait. And is it time yet? Is it time yet? Yeah, it's time. Oh, good. She's going to talk to me. She's going to do something. She's going to pet me and she's going to feed me. And okay, that's over now. What? Maybe I can trick her into doing it again. Well, how about just teach him a trick? When you go to feed your cat, instead of just, pouring it into the bowl or making the lovely sound of the can opener that will draw them from miles, before you do that, yell out your cat's name in a nice, happy way. Mittens! And then say the C-O-M-E word, come, or come on over, or come down the stairs, or come in the kitchen. Make it real specific, because cats are as smart as dogs. You can teach them a whole lot. Come down to the kitchen, it's breakfast. Something like that is perfectly good for your cat. If you say the same thing every time, cats can learn sentence commands, no problem. Come on down, it's breakfast time, and then pour the breakfast. So then the next day, do it again. Now, day 3, come on down, it's breakfast time. Don't touch the food. Your cat's going to be there. He just came when called. Now give him a little treat or a cuddle or give him the food, But what you're doing is you're teaching him words. So now he knows, come on down. Come on down to the kitchen. And now he probably knows what breakfast is, too. And you can call him down to the kitchen for something else. Come on down to the kitchen for cuddles. He comes down and you give him cuddles and you give him cuddles. And while you're giving him cuddles, you say, I'm cuddling you. Cuddle, 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 cuddle. He just learned the word cuddles, right? That's how quick cats are. Don't bore him. When he wants to be done, he's done. You're done with training, right? When a cat says, I'm done, done. Train him again later. In fact, I like to pull back first. I like to kind of like when you're performing on stage and the audience is screaming, give me one more. Well, you give them one more, but you don't give them 5 more. You give them one more and then you leave because they want you. That's what you do with your cat. Your cat's playing and he's learned something, like he's sitting when you say sit, or he's coming when you say come, or he might even be giving you a shake paw or touching something you've taught him to touch, like ring a bell that you're shaking because they love that. He's doing something. And he's done it maybe 2 or 3 times and he's totally happy with it. Walk away. Say, good kitty. Give him a little stroke if he likes to be touched, or a little treat if he likes treats, and then walk away. Make him come find you. Make him go, wait a minute. Can we do that again? Yes, we can. A little bit later when you really want it. That's how you make cats learn. Don't bore them. Don't bore them. They're not dogs. But it's pretty easy, and I would love to see some video if any of you get to trying this. You can send your clips to deb@petliferadio.com. You can send your texts. You can send your questions, your comments. And if you say it in your own words, we'll play it on air. And if you'd like to be interviewed on the show, please let us know, because we will email you back and arrange a time where you can connect. And that's the best, when people are willing to come on the show and talk about their dog problem or cat problem or question, because sometimes I'll suggest something you've already tried. And that way you can say, hey, we did that already. How about, what else can we do? Or you can tell me how it went. We did that, and this is what happened. Ooh, well, that wasn't good. Okay, don't do that again. And we can tweak it and adjust it. So I really love it when we get a caller on. All right, everybody. So send me your problems, your questions, your tricks, and please get those cats thinking and responding to words and earning their praise. And before we go, I'm just gonna one more time, if you can foster or adopt or care for any pet that was displaced by the fire in California, 888-452-7381. That's the number. And if you're looking for information, I've got a few contact numbers. One of them is 626-792-7151, extension 970. But also just know that Best Friends Animal Society and Pasadena Humane are kind of leading the effort. If you've lost a pet, call 626-715-0262 to get some help. And if you see wildlife in distress, please call 626-344-1129. And just hoping that everybody stays safe out there. And If you're a first-time listener, you can scroll through the older shows and find a topic or expert guest that really speaks to you. Maybe it's dog breed bans, or the royal family pets, or pets in war zones, or how to train your cat to use a litter box. Whatever it is, you can find it on one of my old shows, and they're all there at PetLifeRadio.com. So I hope you'll tune in wherever you listen to podcasts to Animal Party on Pet Life Radio. And from me, Deb Wolf and Animal Party, be good to your animals. Ciao, meow.
Let's Talk Pets every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.